In real estate, to build wealth, you must truly understand the real estate arena and all the players' functions and objectives. In order to build wealth in real estate, it is necessary to eliminate unnecessary expenses of agents such as realtors and lawyers. Understanding the opportunities that come from completing these tasks of the agents is how we can further profit. Understanding how the bank works is a must to build wealth in real estate. Not only the bank, but third-party financiers. How do they work? What is the biggest benefit in using private financing? Answer: two human beings doing a deal to maximize profit. No legal inanimate objects exist within the deal. A bank. When we say inanimate, we mean having to deal with the bank employees who are simply following procedure. There is no negotiating with agents of the bank. With private lenders, negotiation is encouraged and accepted as a part of doing business. With private lenders, negotiation is encouraged and accepted as part of doing business. When a bank replaces and pays out another bank who has a mortgage registered against title, this is bank-to-bank conveyancing. This is called an internal transaction. When a private lender forwards funds to a bank, this is private lender to bank conveyancing. This is called an external transaction. These two types of transactions are handled very differently. When using bank financing, you are not considered in the conveyancing and have no say in it. When being a real estate investor, it is very important to understand the window of opportunity when participating in the conveyancing process, and how this can further your profits in your already well-negotiated real estate deal. When using private financing and understanding equity of redemption and proof of ownership of debts is when a real estate investor can really benefit and take his game to the next level. When using bank financing, you cannot use the following techniques to build wealth in real estate because they do not consider you in the conveyancing process. It truly constricts your creativity in the deal when you are not participating in the conveyancing while using bank financing. You must use private financiers/lenders to utilize these real estate wealth building techniques. It all stems from the fact that a private lender who is transferring money to pay out all encumbrance/debt/mortgage registered against title is allowed and expected to ask for proof of ownership of any debt before forwarding funds. To be clear, if the bank or any encumbrance holder cannot prove ownership of the debt/encumbrance, they can no longer be considered an affected party. Why? Because they could have sold the debt or the encumbrance registered against title. If they sold their interest in the debt, they are no longer an affected party. Auditing a loan is a simple court process that allows you to do this. This is where discounting and discharging smaller debts registered against any asset is determined. When using the auditing court process in conjunction with participating in the conveyancing of your new revenue property, you can truly build wealth in real estate by furthering your already well-negotiated deal. Discounts are obtained when the lender cannot prove ownership of the debt and agrees to accept a lower payout. In reality, they should not be paid anything, but what you should expect is for them to provide a discount. When discounts are negotiated via auditing the debts registered against title, this is only obtainable by doing our own conveyancing. You can see how profiting more in each deal builds further wealth. At this point, the most important fact you must understand is that all debt/encumbrances/mortgages registered against any asset are bought and sold every day. They could have sold their interest in the debt, encumbrance, mortgage against your new revenue property. If they did, we should further profit, not them. If the encumbrance holder sold the debt/encumbrance/mortgage and the private lender forwards funds to that entity, they just got paid twice. Very unfair. Very unreasonable. If the bank or any other encumbrance holder sold the debt/encumbrance/mortgage and collected funds while profiting on the sale, are they still an affected party? If they sold the interest in the debt/encumbrance/mortgage registered against your new revenue property, then they are no longer an affected party. The Canadian rules of court are very clear. An affected party is the only entity that has a right to collect on an encumbrance registered against any asset. To repeat the most important fact, if the bank or any other encumbrance holder sold their interest in the debt/encumbrance/mortgage registered against your new revenue property, they are no longer an affected party and has no right to collect further funds via your new mortgage. To be very clear, knowing the above information allows you to profit. Let us show you how this can benefit you by asking and understanding the following question. What happens when an average Canadian purchases a home? A Canadian family goes house hunting and finds a home they would like to purchase. All paperwork to complete the transaction, including the mortgage documents, are signed at the lawyer's office. The lawyer then packaged up the mortgage documents and sent them back to the bank signed. The bank managers are well aware they can either keep the mortgage in their long-term portfolio or sell it at any time without notifying the borrower. 3 years pass and the Canadian homeowner finds themselves in foreclosure. Keep in mind that 3 years is ample time for a bank to complete this type of transaction. The transaction is simply selling the mortgage contract. Fact: banks buy and sell mortgages every day. Actually, any Canadian participating as a lender in the lending industry is allowed to buy and sell debt/encumbrances/mortgages they have registered against title. It is very clear that any registered debt/encumbrances/mortgages on title can be bought and sold. Now that you find yourself purchasing a foreclosure situation via private lender while participating in conveyancing and are conscious and aware of this above information, here is the most important question you must ask yourself. Is there more profit to be had in this deal than what I initially negotiated? The answer: this depends if the bank or any encumbrance holder sold their interest in the debt/encumbrance/signed mortgage contract registered against your new revenue property. If the bank or any other encumbrance holder did sell the debt, encumbrance, or mortgage contract, in doing so, the bank/encumbrance holder has effectively sold their interest in your property. This bank/encumbrance holder can no longer be considered an affected party. Under the Canadian rules of court, it is very clear. If you are not an affected party and cannot prove ownership of a debt, encumbrance, or mortgage registered against an asset, then you are not allowed to collect. With this information, you are well on your way to building wealth in real estate with new revolutionary and dynamic techniques. Satori Investment Solutions, Inc., a proud member of the Real Estate Council of Canada's accredited program.